13 weeks today, and I'm super stoked about that. Hi everyone, and welcome to pregnancy week 14. So we are finally in the second trimester. Hey everyone, welcome to the vlog. Today I am 14 weeks pregnant. Oh my gosh, officially in the second trimester. Doesn't matter if I'm 12, 13 or 14 weeks, no matter what you say, now officially the second trimester. And I feel terrible because there's been like no pregnancy vlogs. Every other pregnancy I started like 3-4 weeks when I found out I was pregnant, and then did one every week almost. Maybe I skipped 1 or 2, but this time it's just not happened. And I feel really bad, not only for you guys who like to watch these journeys, but for this baby who's going to be the one who's kind of skipped out all the information in their pregnancies. Maybe they won't even care. Who knows? Maybe my kids won't even care about these. But anyway, I'm going to do it. So if you are new here, hi, I'm Nicole. Originally Little On Me 2005, then IVF Mama Vlogs, and now the Orange Bunch. My family's been made through science and love, bit of IVF, bit of other fertility treatment, and now a surprise natural pregnancy. Who would have thought? So I found out I was pregnant on the 17th of November 2022, and that in New Zealand. If you couldn't tell by my accent, I'm from New Zealand. And for us, like end of November, start of December kind of starts off the busy Christmas period. And it is just chaotic in this household. There's, school awards, there's, like prize givings, end of year dinners, there's Christmas bloomin' parties, there's Christmas parades, there's going to see Santa, there's buying presents, and it's just chaotic. So I haven't really had a lot of time to get on here and make some videos, and also I think I've made 2, maybe 3 pregnancy vlogs, maybe 5 and 6 weeks or 4 and 5 weeks, something like that. I do not remember what I said in those, so some information might be repeated. When I first got pregnant, I started having heart palpitations and SVT, supraventricular tachycardia. It wasn't fun. The really bad ones would wipe me out for a week. I'd have to take a week off work. I just couldn't function. I was so lethargic and just felt incredibly ill. Now that I'm in my second trimester, yay, second trimester, I've found that I feel really good. So I went to my midwife appointment last 2 weeks ago when I was 12 weeks pregnant, and she had asked me about my heart things, and I said, it's kind of calmed down a little bit, which is great. And I haven't had one since like kind of the start of January, and now we're at, I think we're almost, are we February today? We might even be February today. Wow, not even sure. I don't know where I am. It's the kids' 6-week school holidays, summer holidays. So I don't know what day I am and where I am and what I'm doing. So anyway, I went to the doctor, my midwife appointment. The heart thing's kind of okay. When I got my blood pressure checked, and it was really high. It was like 160 over 100 and something, perhaps. It was definitely over 100 on that bottom number, and she was like so worried. She's like, please, we need to do something right now. Got hold of my doctor, changed my medication. So I was on Cilazapril, just as a blood pressure medication in general, because now I just have hypertension. And then they changed me to Cilazapril, nifedipine when I was trying to have a baby, and now I've been changed to labetalol, which is one I'm familiar with because I've been on labetalol for all my previous pregnancies when the hypertension started to show, because I didn't normally have hypertension outside of pregnancy, and now I just have it outside of pregnancy. So once I got started on the labetalol and my blood pressure is now normal, I feel amazing. Like, I feel normal again now. Thank God. No heart problems, blood pressure under control. I feel like I'm not even pregnant. Didn't really get morning sickness. I didn't really get nausea. In the very early days I had some, but again, I attribute that to some of the things that were going on. It's been so cruisy, and I don't like saying that, touch wood, it stays like that. I really don't like saying that because my pregnancies are not cruisy at all. I always get preeclampsia, the blood pressure problems, uterine growth restriction, small babies, and like swelling and just god awfulness. So right now, like I like to say that it's been a pretty crazy pregnancy, even though all the heart stuff happened. Now that that's all over, hopefully, I feel good, and I feel like it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. At night time, I am now on aspirin, because apparently, because Michael was such a small baby, he was 5 pound, that the aspirin can help with small baby problems due to the placenta. So my placenta obviously gives out quite, you know, towards the end of the pregnancy. So my babies were born at 37 weeks, 38 weeks, and 37 weeks. So they've always had to be induced early due to usually preeclampsia and blood pressure and all that. But Micah, my last baby, who's coming up 6 in 2 weeks, holy moly, he just stopped growing, and then the graph started going down, and then he went lower than the 10th percentile, and then it kept going, and he was on like the 0 percentile. So they were like, we need to get this baby out because he's not thriving in the womb. We need to get him out. So I don't know whether that was the main reason or the blood pressure. They were kind of going hand in hand, and he was taken out. But then in labor, he turned and decided to come out footling breech, became an emergency cesarean, yada yada yada, the rest is history. So now, because of that, I have to have a C-section, because I now have an inverted T incision. So I've got the normal C-section line across under my, like just above the pubic bone, but then on my uterus I have that line, but also a line going up, because he was so far down and stuck in there that they could not get him out. And so they had to cut me up the other way as well. And so now that's like a weak point, and if I go into labor, apparently the contractions can cause that to burst, and obviously I'll bleed out and die. We don't want that. I'd rather be here for a little bit longer. So I have to have a cesarean section for this birth, which is a bit gutting, because trying to recover from a C-section compared to a vaginal birth is completely different, and it's way worse. I'd much rather give birth vaginally, but that is not the case, and that's okay. I'm now prepared for it. At least I know I'm going to have it rather than an emergency C-section. Hopefully things will be a lot more calm. Maybe I might even put some makeup on. I don't know, be one of those people who looks all glammed up for their birth, perhaps. I don't know. So yeah, but that's just what it is, and I'd rather be healthy and alive for my baby than try to have a vaginal birth and it become a complete disaster and I end up being really sick or not here. So in my last midwife appointment, I also got to have an ultrasound. So that was, oh, I don't think, you guys haven't even seen my 8-week ultrasound. So here is a picture of my 8-week ultrasound. It was very fast, was very rushed, barely got to see anything, didn't get any video. So here's a picture. So that really sucks. They're really strict on the filming now. All the other kids, I managed to get videos of their ultrasounds. Now they're like super strict. You're not allowed kids in there. You're only allowed one support person. They've got signs everywhere saying you must not film, you cannot take photographs, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, oh damn, you know, which sucks because I really like watching the videos. It's so different to just having a photo. Normally, now they don't even give you the shiny pictures of your ultrasound. They don't even print that out where I go anyway. So now you pay $10 and you get it all sent, a link sent to your phone. And she didn't even offer us that. She just whizzed through, yeah, everything was fine. You're about 8 weeks, blah, 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 blah. And then that was it. And she's like, do you want to take a photo of the screen? And Mum took a photo of the screen. And then it was over. I was like, wow, that cost me $70 and that took like 2 seconds. So I was a little bit gutted about that. And then my 12-week ultrasound, baby was measuring 12 weeks and 4 days. So just a few days ahead, which is fine. That one we did get to get a little loop video, which I will insert here somewhere. So you can see it's also not very good quality, which is weird because my ultrasounds I had for my other kids there were great. So these ones, this ultrasound sucked. They're so blurry and things don't look great. But they did give a loop, which means obviously you get a little bit of movement in that, rather than just a still picture, which is good. And Martin did sneak a little bit of footage, and it just so happened to be the bit where she was like, there was a view and it was like up, like right between the baby's legs. You can see bum, legs, and I thought that I saw like, I think my family's back home. My family's back from their walk outside. So here's my big baby. Here's my coming up 12-year-old this year. This is the one that made me a mummy. So she had the view of between the legs, and she was like, oh, just so you know, all babies look the same at this age, because I thought I saw like a little pee-pee, and it was just like a split second. So it could be because the ultrasound was so grainy and move, and nothing's like a good straight line. It could have just been how it was viewed at the time, like when it was moving around. So she just said, you know, I don't worry about thinking that you saw that, because they all look the same at this age. Which brings me on to the other question that you guys have been asking me 1,000 times, so I'm really sorry I haven't answered it. Are we finding out the gender?
No.
No, we are not this time. It is going to be a surprise when I give birth to this baby. We'll find out the gender then, which is the first time, because I found out the gender for the rest of these kids. What are you smoking about? Everyone's really gutted. Like, everyone's like, oh, what? But I feel like this is our last chance to have a surprise and just experience that. It's hard for me because I want to go buy things, but I can't. So that's a good segue onto some baby buys. So when I went camping a few weeks ago over the summer holidays, sorry if you hear my kid screaming. I don't know why he's screaming out there, but Dad's out there so he can sort that. You can hold that one up, right? We bought these. Tried to get gender neutral. It was really hard to get gender neutral. But this is a little cozy suit and prim size. So hold it up, Ro, show how tiny it is. Look, it's so tiny. It doesn't look tiny on the screen, but it's actually really tiny. But it's funny though, because now that I'm taking the aspirin to help with having a small baby, I hope I don't go and all of a sudden have a giant baby, because I got all these little tiny clothes. You want to hold that one? Hold that one up.
Oh, these are
and
cute.
The little matching pants to go with it. These are all prim, but they still look ginormous. Hopefully they fit.
They're really small.
No, are really small, but Micah, who was even smaller than Prem, would like not have fit these. His legs would have come up to like here. His tiny little legs. He was extremely tiny. Even though he was 5 pounds, which is not super tiny, he was still tiny, like lengthwise, and he's still really short today. Well, considering this video has gone on for 14 minutes, I'm gonna have to do some editing. That'll have to do, and I'll try and think of what I haven't talked about in this video in the next one. Hopefully I do a 15-week one. These videos could be very sparse. I don't know, but I really apologize. Life's just really busy right now. Once the kids go back to school and we get some sort of routine back, maybe things will go back to normal. But because things haven't been normal since November, because that's, like I said, New Zealand starts getting into crazy Christmas summer mode. So from November onwards, it's just like it's just chaos for the whole country. So once the kids go back to school on the 1st and 2nd of February, there you go, we're not in February yet. 1st and 2nd of February, things might calm down, I hope. And he's going to be the baby putter to bed, aren't you?
Yes.
Alright, you guys, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe so that you can watch the rest of my very sparse videos. Hopefully I'll get better soon. And give this video a thumbs up, because YouTube seems to like that. Alright guys, I'll see you in my next vlog. Bye.